Welcome back, everybody. Final half hour of the week as we get set for a big weekend. Golf tournament coming up. Our coverage, as I mentioned, in about 90 minutes from Moray Country Club. Before we get to that, it's going to be another busy weekend on the recruiting front. NDSU's second individual camp is underway today, goes tomorrow and Sunday. The Bison are already well into the double digits in recruits and commits for the class of 2025. I know you've met a handful of them earlier in the week. They've already got some more coming in. There's going to be a couple more coming in today. In fact, one that came in last night is good enough to join us this morning. A large human from the state of Missouri, Gabriel Cunningham, joins us today from Wentzville, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis. He gave his commitment to the Bison officially last night, and he joins us this morning. Congratulations. I know the phone has probably been blowing up, but tell me about having this done and why NDSU is the place for you to go.
Sir, thank you, thank you. I think NDSU is the best fit for me because you go anywhere else, you never really see like the head coach being really involved in the recruitment. And in this recruitment, he was really involved. He was talking to me. I really felt like I was somewhere, like someplace that wanted me. It really wanted me. Like they was talking to me. They didn't really just always talk about football. It was more than that. They cared about me as like a person. So I just really felt like it was a welcoming place, and
How
I really wanted
early
to go there.
how early did NDSU get on the radar here? Was it recently, Gabriel, or did it happen a little while ago?
I can't remember how long ago the Lindenwood camp was, but that's when I really got in contact with them.
So I want to talk about the Lindenwood camp. Is basically it's a prospect camp where a bunch of players go and colleges converge there. You had a heck of a weekend. Before getting into it, did you have pressure on yourself? Did you put pressure on yourself to say, I want to have a really good weekend and then see what happens? Give me your thought process on heading into that.
When going into Lindenwood, I really wasn't like, that was my first experience at a college like mega camp. So going in, I was really just thinking about the 40-yard dash. I was scared to run the 40 because I didn't want to run a slow time. Because I know I could run a route and catch a ball, so I really didn't think too much of the ones, like the 1v1s. But going in, it was just like I was ready to have fun because that's just competing is just fun.
What did you run?
So
Do you remember your time?
uh I think it was like a five flat. It was like a five flat.
Were you okay with that or
None,
no? You looks like you're still upset about it now.
a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I wish I would have ran some in the fourth, but I did good in every other category, so I'm fine with that.
So you have the kind of performance you did, and then literally, I was looking at your Twitter feed here once I got wind that you were going to come here, and it seemed like it was bam, like offer after offer after offer. Tell us about that and what that experience was like.
It was like it was great. I really didn't feel overwhelmed, but I was like, man, like it was just a dream come true. I just felt like so blessed that I was like, wow, like just to go from like four to like I gained nine in one day was
Yeah,
like, man, that was crazy. It was really unexpected to be honest.
and
So it was just like,
how did you talk with many of those schools that offered you, or they saw you there and just what, bam, we're going to offer them?
yeah, a lot of the schools, it was just from like they're like, damn, the first time I like, well, I think I talked to them on Twitter and stuff, but like I didn't really get to talk to them. And then that camp, it was like boom, 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 back to back to back. I was like, man, shoot, I was like, "Ugh."
Did you have thoughts of Division One football before that? You know what? I think I'm good enough to play, or did that cement it that I can play Division One football after that camp?
Before I knew I wanted to play Division 1 football before that camp. Yeah,
So,
I knew that. I knew.
give me your conversations with NDSU and Coach Polsek. When did it what was the first interaction, and what did you remember from it?
I remember the first interaction was like he was like, "Hey, hey," he was calling me up because I had did this drill. He was like calling me over. He was like kind of coaching me up, like talking to me, telling me how like I did great, and that was like, I was like, because first I had talked to the tight end coach, I think, and then I talked to Coach P.
Okay. So then you set up a chance to come up here. What were your expectations when you come up to Fargo?
hearing the name Fargo, you think country. So that's what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a country town, but going in, it's just I didn't really have that too much of expectations. I just was really excited to go to the Fargo Dome. So I was just like, and then when I got here, I was like, it just like over exceeded my expectations.
You were telling me last night that the staff and everything else made you feel like home. Can you explain that a little bit more? What about it made it feel like home for you?
Just how much support they have for the student athletes, because you know, high school they kind of like they dare, like when you go to college, you think you're gonna be all on your own, like you're gonna be far from home. You really think you just got to jump in and just be an adult and do everything by yourself. And when we got to talk to like the education, like I forgot what it's called, but it's something for the education program, and they was telling us how like they have people there to help students and just to be there with them, and like you have somebody you have to talk to really they get on you about, oh, make sure you go to class, make sure you do this. So it's like, sorry, I'm sorry, hello.
You're good. You got you. You're good.
Okay, I cut out. I'm
No, you're
sorry,
fine.
but they have people there to help you along with the process of transitioning to being an adult and going to college.
So when you came up, did you have thoughts of committing, or after you saw it, you're like, know what, this is over. I'm going to commit now.
Yeah, when I first came, I didn't think about committed, but soon, like just being around the players and talking to the coaches and seeing the facilities and just seeing how they treat their players and what they do for their players, I was like, oh yeah, this is the perfect fit.
What was the reaction when you told Coach Polsek you were going to commit?
He was he was excited. He was like, yes, everybody in the room was so happy for me. They all came, gave me hugs, and was just happy for me.
So give us a little background in your game. You're a tight end. You're a big guy at 6'4". Tell us about what your playing style is and your ability to make plays on the football field.
Um, I, lo- Growing up, everybody wanted to be a wide receiver, but me, I was always the big guy, so I had to play the offensive line and the D line. So when I finally got the opportunity to go out there, I was like, oh man. And then going into high school, they moved me to tight end because I was always a defensive line guy. So going in, I thought I was gonna have to block, but then they wanted me to go out there and run routes, and I was pretty, I could run, I could move a little bit, and I was pretty smooth off the ball, and I could catch.
Hey,
So
I'm watching you play some defense in your highlight, man. You can play defensive line if you wanted to.
I think so. I think I could play a little bit of D line, but I love when the ball in my hands. So you know,
For people that don't know, Gabriel, tell us about the level of competition around where you're from and the what high school football is like on a Friday night for you guys.
man, people come and watch when they don't even have a kid. Like we have so much support here in Winsville. They really love watching us play, and in the competition, we got guys out there who really aren't known, who could really be out here playing for the big schools, the big Division 1 colleges.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
no, you're
I
good.
keep getting called.
No,
Sorry,
I know you're a
but
busy man here. I want to ask
but
you just a couple questions before you go. How well is NDSU known in your part of the world?
I didn't really know about NDSU until I got recruited.
Okay.
But re- doing my research and homework, I didn't know how dominant they were. They win the natty all the time. So that was just another thing that really attracted me. Like I'm going into a good program with good coaches who know how to win. So I was like, oh yeah.
There has been guys that have come from the state of Missouri as well. How much does that help? That there's guys, maybe not currently on the team, but from Missouri that have come up here and had great success over the past few years.
That means like that shows like this is a program that get guys from where I'm from and help them succeed in the football world. So it really made it easier to just like, okay, this is where I want to go. It just made it easy to come in here.
My last question, just describe the emotion even today. You posted it. Is it relief, excitement, a little bit of both? What's going on today?
Yeah, it's a relief. It's all of the above, really. I'm just, you know, when I had went to the official visit and putting on, seeing that green and gold, and being able to wear the uniform. It's just like, man, I want to be a Bison. Like I'm ready to. I got one more year. I got one more senior year, but I'm ready to skip over and go play. It was just an exciting moment.
I know you're a busy man. Congratulations. Enjoy your summer. Have a great senior season. We'll talk again soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for the time. There he goes. Gabriel Cunningham joining us from Wentzville, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis, as the most recent Bison commit. If you saw that highlight tape there, you can see why he had 15 offers thrown his way. I mean, he is a large man that can catch the ball. This is him playing defense here. I'll run through the laundry list of teams that offered him. Besides the Bison, Austin Peay, Central Missouri, Eastern Michigan, Illinois State, Indiana State, Lindenwood in his hometown, Mo State, Missouri Western, UND, Northern Iowa, South Dakota, Southern Illinois, Tennessee State, and Tennessee Martin. That's a pretty good list. I can tell you from the conversations I had, and they can't comment on it yet, the Bison coaching staff was pretty pumped they got this guy in. And yesterday, and I know for people that follow this, the staff was sending out the cryptic tweets. They got a couple more. They got their quarterback, who I believe is going to make it official later today. You're going to meet him. He was going to be on our show next week. And impressive young man that they got for their quarterback for the class of 2025. They've also added a couple of other players as well, and you'll find that out in the coming hours, days on that. This is the up-to-date list of guys here. We're going to need a couple of other pages on this to fit everybody in. The offensive linemen take center stage to me because they got 4 of them already. But I wanted to throw up our poll question. We didn't get the answer on this, but I thought this is really interesting to me. The question we threw up yesterday was, how interested are you in following recruiting for the Bison, for the Jacks, and for UND? It's almost a dead heat between can't get enough and somewhat interested. The not my thing. So that tells me, and we had 325 people vote on it, that we're going to keep covering here. The poll question wasn't going to affect our coverage of it, but what we're doing on the news and how much we talk about it, yeah, that's 80% of people that are interested in what's going on. That's enough of a referendum to tell me that, yeah, people want to know what's up. So there'll be more of this coming. As I mentioned, NDSU's other individual camp starts today, goes through Sunday, and I would anticipate more offers and more commits by the time we reconvene Monday morning at 9 a.m. We'll take our final break. We come back. We'll get you an update from Moray Country Club. I got to get a car to get out there, and we'll wrap up the week. Hot Mike concludes right after this.